Speaking of cold, Zoe, it has been so chilly across the Bay Area. I know it's probably been warmer than it actually felt, but you need gloves and scarves and mitten, the whole thing.
52 degrees. That's like all it got today in downtown San Francisco. And parts of our inland East Bay didn't even reach that 50-degree mark. So yeah, it was cold out there. I definitely say that wear the gloves, the hat, and make sure you keep it handy because this weather pattern, it's going to stick around basically all week long. But makes for a beautiful sunset, some gorgeous colors in the sky. You did notice a little bit more fog, a little bit more of that haze today compared to yesterday. But again, look at that sun. The sun is now already set. And in fact, the sunset at 4:50 p.m. It'll be that way tomorrow and Thursday. It's the earliest sunset of the year. So after Thursday, the sunset is going to be at 4:51 on Friday, getting later and later through the rest of the season. It is not necessarily going to get longer days, though. Our shortest day of the year isn't until December 21st. So until then, our days will continue to get shorter, even though our sunset will get later. And that's because our sunrise is getting later a lot quicker than our sunset has been. So yeah, a little fun fact for you all. If you'll notice, our sunsets are going to be getting later as soon as next week. What we'll also notice as soon as next week is a bit of a change in our weather pattern. So I hope you all have enjoyed the fog, or maybe if you haven't, don't worry, it's not going to last much longer than the rest of this week. But that still kind of feels like a long time for a lot of us that have been dealing with it for the past several weeks. Again, the fog tonight is going to fill in our valley communities as it has been, our inland East Bay communities and the North Bay. Those will be the thickest and the densest areas to fog. While down into the Santa Clara Valley, you probably won't even notice all too much of that fog. And that does mean down in the Santa Clara Valley, places like San Jose, your high temperatures are actually going to be a lot more comfortable by as soon as tomorrow afternoon. And that does mean 60s returning to the forecast. So if you want to enjoy some 60s out there, head on south or head on down towards places like Santa Cruz, Monterey, Hollister, mid to upper 60s. Salinas, you are going to be in the 70s by tomorrow afternoon. So south is definitely where you want to be. If you want to enjoy some warmth, if you want to enjoy the wintry chill, head on inland where you're going to be seeing those temperatures impacted by the fog, impacted by that dense, stubborn layer of Thule fog that's not going anywhere tomorrow. Again, keeping those highs in the upper 40s, if not low 50s. But again, it's microclimates that will continue to be in full force throughout the end of the week. Look at Thursday. Not really changing too much when it comes to our inland East Bay communities. It's going to stay cool. And down south, we'll continue to see the mid to upper 60s, if not low 70s. Again, all across the Monterey Bay area, even Monterey, you might even reach that 70-degree mark. This is Thursday afternoon, likely going to be the warmest day of the week before we gradually cool down by Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then rain chances return to the forecast by the time that we step out early next week. Yeah, rain chances finally returning to the forecast because high pressure has been dominating basically for the past several weeks. High pressure, as many of you know, deflects all of the moisture off and away from us. So we aren't going to be seeing anything through the rest of the week and into the weekend. But by the time that we step out into early next week, this is when we finally have the potential for Northern California, maybe down into the Bay Area, to see a little bit of that activity. It's still a little bit uncertain how much, if any, we'll actually be getting. What we do know, though, is that we do have better chances for rain starting early next week. And there's actually going to be multiple rounds of storms that could be bringing us some sort of activity. And it's definitely going to be pushing out that high pressure and pushing away all of what we've been seeing for the past several days. So all things that we'll continue to keep a very close eye on. I'll continue to break down all the details that we have when it comes to our air quality and high pressure that's going to continue to impact us through the weekend of weather ahead of us. Back to you.